Have you ever wondered how the ancient Egyptians built their monumental pyramids without modern machinery? Let's travel back in time to the prehistoric period, around 6,000 to 3,150 years before Christ. This was a time when the first Egyptian farmers began to settle along the fertile Nile River. The Nile, with its bountiful gifts of silt and water, proved to be an excellent cradle for the burgeoning civilization. These determined individuals mastered the art of cultivating wheat and barley, paving the way for stable, settled communities. Their collective efforts gradually led to the formation of two distinct kingdoms, Upper and Lower Egypt. Each had its own leadership, culture, and identity, yet both shared a common thread: the unyielding spirit of the Egyptian people. Together, they laid the groundwork for one of the most remarkable civilizations in human history. Thus begins the intriguing journey of ancient Egypt, a civilization with a rich history that spanned thousands of years. The Old Kingdom, also known as the Age of the Pyramids, was a time of great architectural advancement. Spanning from around 2686 to 2181 BC, this era witnessed the construction of some of Egypt's most iconic structures, the Great Pyramids. The Old Kingdom was a time when the pharaohs, the divine rulers of Egypt, consolidated their power. They established a centralized state with a bureaucracy that was dedicated to serving the pharaoh and the state. This was a time when the idea of divine kingship truly took root, and the pharaohs were seen as earthly representations of the gods. The Great Pyramids were not just tombs for the pharaohs, but they were also statements of power. The most famous of these is the Great Pyramid of Giza, built for Pharaoh Khufu. Constructed from over 2 million blocks of stone, it stood as the tallest man-made structure for over 3,800 years. Its construction was a testament to the architectural prowess and organizational skills of the ancient Egyptians. The reign of the pharaohs was not just about grand structures, it was also an era of cultural and intellectual growth. The hieroglyphic script was developed, and literature, art, and science flourished. But even the mighty pharaohs couldn't stave off the inevitable. The Old Kingdom began to decline around the end of the 6th dynasty. The power of the pharaohs waned, and the provincial governors, or nomarchs, began to assert their independence. The central authority crumbled, leading to a period of disarray and chaos. The reasons for this decline are still debated among historians. Some suggest it was due to economic difficulties, while others point to prolonged droughts and famine. The Old Kingdom collapsed around 2181 BC, leading to a period of disarray and chaos. But the legacy of the Age of the Pyramids lived on, influencing future generations and leaving an indelible mark on the sands of time. The Middle Kingdom was a period of cultural renaissance, where art, literature, and architecture flourished. Envision ancient Egypt around 2055 to 1650 years before the Common Era. This time period, known as the Middle Kingdom, marked a significant era of cultural renaissance. After a period of internal strife and chaos, Egypt was reunified under strong pharaohs who took charge and brought a sense of order and stability. The reunification of Upper and Lower Egypt was a pivotal event, laying the groundwork for a golden age of cultural advancement. Imagine a time when creativity and intellect were celebrated. The Middle Kingdom was a hub of artistic innovation, producing some of the finest works of art and literature in ancient Egypt's history. Sculptors began to experiment with form and detail, creating realistic portrayals of individuals, breaking away from the stiff and formal styles of the past. In literature, new genres emerged, including wisdom texts, tales of adventure, and even the world's first recorded ghost story. Not to be left behind, architecture too saw a surge of innovation. Royal tombs evolved from pyramid structures to hidden tombs in the cliffs of Thebes, a move designed to thwart grave robbers. These concealed tombs were adorned with intricate carvings and vibrant wall paintings, reflecting the prosperity and cultural sophistication of the Middle Kingdom. But this golden age wasn't just about art and architecture. It was also a time of social and political reform. The pharaohs of the Middle Kingdom implemented fairer policies, improving the lives of their subjects. They invested in public works, built temples, and promoted trade with neighboring regions, further enriching the Egyptian civilization. However, as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. After nearly 400 years of prosperity and cultural advancement, the Middle Kingdom began to decline due to internal issues and external pressures. It eventually fell to foreign invaders, marking the end of this remarkable era. The Middle Kingdom was a golden age for ancient Egypt, but it eventually fell to foreign invaders. The New Kingdom marked the peak of Egypt's power, with its empire expanding far beyond its borders. This was an era of extraordinary strength and prosperity, known as the New Kingdom, which spanned from 1550 to 1069 BC. It was during this period that Egypt truly became an empire. The New Kingdom was characterized by a significant territorial expansion. Egypt's sphere of influence extended far beyond its native borders, reaching into modern-day Sudan to the south and Syria to the north. This expansion was not only a testament to Egypt's military might, but also its diplomatic prowess. Egyptian pharaohs skillfully navigated the complexities of the ancient world, forming alliances and establishing trade networks that brought wealth and stability to their empire. And what would a discussion about the New Kingdom be without mentioning its famous pharaohs? Take Tutankhamun, for example. Although his reign was short, he is perhaps the most famous of all Egyptian pharaohs, owing primarily to the discovery of his virtually intact tomb in the early 20th century. His golden death mask has become an icon of ancient Egypt, symbolizing its wealth and grandeur. Then there was Ramses II, one of Egypt's most effective and longest-reigning pharaohs. His reign, which lasted a remarkable 66 years, was marked by an unprecedented building program. Temples, monuments, and cities sprung up across the empire, bearing witness to his power and ambition. This era also saw the construction of the Valley of the Kings. This was a massive burial site for pharaohs and powerful nobles of the New Kingdom. Its tombs, filled with priceless treasures and intricate hieroglyphs, provide us with invaluable insights into the beliefs, rituals, and daily life of this remarkable civilization. Despite its grandeur, the New Kingdom too eventually fell, marking the end of Egypt's golden age. The factors that led to its decline are complex and varied, but one thing is certain: the legacy of the New Kingdom era, its pharaohs, and its vast empire continues to captivate us even today. The late period was a time of decline for ancient Egypt, marked by political instability and foreign invasions. In the grand timeline of ancient Egypt, the late period, stretching from 664 to 332 BC, is often seen as the beginning of the end. The era was characterized by a weakening of central authority, rampant corruption, and a series of foreign invasions that left the once mighty civilization on the brink of collapse. The Persians were the first to take advantage of Egypt's weakened state. Under the rule of Cambyses II, they invaded in 525 BC, marking the first time in history that Egypt had fallen to a foreign power. The Persians ruled with an iron fist, stripping Egypt of its wealth and reducing its people to servitude. But the Persians' rule was not to last. In 332 BC, a young and ambitious Greek general named Alexander the Great swept into Egypt. The Egyptians, weary of Persian rule, welcomed him as a liberator. Alexander was crowned as pharaoh, and for a time it seemed like Egypt might regain its former glory. Yet, the Greek rule, known as the Ptolemaic dynasty, was fraught with its own problems. The Ptolemies were often more interested in their own power struggles than in the welfare of Egypt. By the time of the last Ptolemaic ruler, Cleopatra VII, Egypt was a shadow of its former self. In the end, it was the Romans who delivered the final blow. In 30 BC, after the death of Cleopatra and her lover Mark Antony, Egypt fell to the Roman Empire. The pharaohs were no more, and the land of the pyramids became a province of Rome. With the fall to the Romans, the era of ancient Egypt came to an end, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire awe and wonder. Despite the decline and fall, the indelible marks of this civilization continue to echo through the corridors of history, reminding us of a time when pharaohs ruled and pyramids touched the sky. So, we've traveled through thousands of years of ancient Egypt's history, from its humble beginnings to its eventual decline. We journeyed back to the prehistoric period, where the seeds of this grand civilization were sown. We marveled at the monumental achievements of the Old Kingdom, the age of the pyramids, when structures of breathtaking scale were crafted, symbolizing the might and ambition of the pharaohs. We then experienced a cultural renaissance during the Middle Kingdom, when literature, art, and architectural innovation flourished. The New Kingdom marked an era of empire and expansion, as Egypt extended its influence far and wide. Finally, we witnessed the Late Period, a time of decline and fall when foreign invasions and internal strife led to the end of this awe-inspiring civilization. While the civilization of ancient Egypt may have ended, its contributions to art, architecture, and culture continue to influence our world today, making it a truly timeless civilization. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and follow.